Saturday, 10th November, St. Lucia will remember a painful time in its history as the government holds a memorial service for the 17 men, women and children who died at Monsignor. On Thursday, 10th November 2011, 17 people perished in what has been described as a freak bus accident in Monsignor Choiseul, and the most deadliest for the island. Just as the entire nation stopped to mourn this unfortunate loss of life and sympathy with the families on that day last year, the government has invited all to pause to offer prayers for the families and communities affected. A service will be held at the Choiseul Catholic Church from 2 p.m. on Saturday, 10th November, as those who perished are remembered and those who lost loved ones who are still hurt and traumatized are comforted. But how did it all happen? Calabash TV takes a look back 1 year later. All of the victims were from the community of Duga Miko. They were attending a funeral service in Choiseul on that fateful day. The vehicle they were traveling on, a Toyota minibus license plate HD98, was being driven by 47-year-old Michael Alexander. The bus plunged off a cliff, crashing into the water below. The accident occurred about 7:45 p.m. 16 bodies were recovered that very night. The 17th victim, a 12-year-old girl, was recovered the following morning. One body, that of a child, still remains unaccounted for. The Duga community has moved on, but the pain of that dark day is still raw. We revisit the incident and the reactions in this report from our News Vault. At the home of Michael Alexander, the driver of the minibus, family members gathered, shock still very evident on their faces. 7 members of the Alexander family perished. Michael's girlfriend, Alicia Stephen, seen here with him and their son Devon, his daughter Michaela, stepdaughter Anisha Mayers, and son Lex. Shadell Bika Samuel, Lex's girlfriend, also died.
Well, it's a real tragedy, you know. His dad is overseas. His dad is paralyzed. So it's like, you know, so many from one family. You have like 7 persons, you know. I can't find the words to describe how I feel right now, but it's tearing all of us apart, you know, and we would like to hold on to the memories that we have.
The group was attending the funeral service of a neighbor's relative. Michael is said to have been granting that neighbor a favor by providing transportation. Lydia Harrison, a member of the community, says the situation is incomprehensible.
To see a family of 9 just wipe away just like that, family of 5 just wipe away, this is very sad. And it's difficult to really understand what has really happened. In all my life, I have never seen anything like it. But however, this is a small community. Everybody is closely knitted. It's really a closely knitted family. So we are supporting each other. And
these are people that you know very, very well, intimately.
Exactly, yes. These are some of my supporters, you know. So I'm always there, I'm always around. They sing me, you know, almost every day. I drive along the road. And it is very sad for me, and I'm sure for the community.
Just yards away from the Alexander household, 3 small houses stand empty. All of the occupants dead, a total of 9 people. Johnny Jamari, his girlfriend Samantha Phillip, sons Terry, Dexter, Darius, twin 18-month-old boys, daughters Carell and 8-year-old Yuri.
So just last time when I came from work, I received the news, but not knowing it was persons from around here. It was from Bexar. And late evening, other family members called me and they told me that it was around here and he was involved also.
And they tell me, accident not go. They tell me, my boy in it. You understand? I say, my boy in it. They tell me, Lonja, they call me Lonja. They tell me, Lonja, your son in it. I say, I don't believe that. And when you guys see people crying and this and that, I believe something else.
Johnny Jamari's mother is beside herself, having only Thursday afternoon spoken to her son. She says she prepared his clothes for him to attend the funeral and now must look to bury him.
Nothing pain me but the 9 of the family that pass away in one house. And that is the problem.
That's it.
The community just past Dugamiko is a humble one where everyone is related. Pastor Antoine Charles, whose Pentecostal parish extends to the area, believes the community will pull through.
This is a closely knitted community where every single person feels it. I guess it's a case where everybody has to pitch in, and whatever words of encouragement, words of prayer that could be offered. Because when things like that happen, sometimes you end up being lost for words. But as time goes by, the healing process takes place. And of course, it's a hard pill to swallow, but, after time, the healing will occur.
But for those who had found themselves distant from their family members, the news is even harder to bear. Adriana Stephen, the sister of Alicia Stephen, admits that for 2 years she had not spoken to her sister.
When my sister called me this morning, I actually dropped everything that I was doing and I freaked out. And part of me said, no, it's not possible. And it's when my other sister gained a call from Denry, told me she saw it on the web, it's true. That's when I think I felt worse than I did the first time when I heard it, actually. It's kind of way hard to actually see that not only she's gone, but her entire family, literally. She left the others two behind, but the younger ones, that one, nobody would not expect. That's the way it would have been today.
I spoke to her 3 days ago, and she told me she wanted to come and see us, but she couldn't. She'll try some other time. And while I was speaking to her, her son was shouting over, saying, Auntie, I want to come and spend some time with you. And I tell him, when school closes.
Well, I guess it's a wake-up call for us all.
The call about the horrific accident shook this family. They lost 2, Vinicius and Vernon Alphonse. The 2 brothers are said to have been inseparable.
By the mall, then we find the host and everything, the policemen coming down, and then we return. And then when I get to see the first one I saw, and that's all I know, I call him by his nickname, Boy. That's you, and that was all I know. And they told me I was admitted at the hospital for the time being, and afterwards they released me. And then
they were really close to me, but the first one, Vernon, he was a lot closer to me than all of the others. He's very loving. He'd be all over me when he sees me. People used to think he's my boyfriend sometimes. He's a really loving child. The other one is a bit more outgoing. But they're kind of like opposites, but they're always together all the time. They go everywhere together and do everything together.
Like, they were hardworking guys. They were very helpful, and they've helped me a lot in my life. As you can see, the state of my hair. If my brother was there, he would be cutting my hair for me today. And when I heard the news last night, it really hurts me. I felt so sad I could have only cried.
And when I get the news last night, like 11 o'clock last night, when my sister called me, it was just painful, because I didn't sleep. And, and up to now, I just cannot understand what's going on exactly. That's it,
For many of the grieving, the situation does not seem real. As the busload of relatives poured in, counselors also made their way to the homes to help the survivors to begin to deal with this ordeal. Still so difficult to remember. And the Office of the Prime Minister will soon be in a position to announce the selection for the design of the Monsieur Monument to memorialize the lives of the persons who tragically lost on the 10th of November 2011. Following the announcement by the Governor-General of St. Lucia in the throne speech of the formal opening of the first session of the 10th Parliament of St. Lucia, The Office of the Prime Minister organized a design competition which sought to capture the memory of the event, as well as hope that all affected by the tragedy would one day find peace. The Cabinet of Ministers reviewed the recommendation of the committee and has agreed to share the designs with the families of those who died on that tragic day before announcing its final decision. As we go to break, we take a look at the lives lost.
We are naked to the world, bearing our very souls. Look at us, bare feet from the start, exposing our very souls. Look at us, bare feet from the start, exposing our